Hey, ladies, and welcome back to another podcast episode here. So today, myself, Richubra, I am joined by the lovely Daniella Del Carpio. So Daniella is a female fat loss coach. She's also an online coach. She's based over in New Zealand, but actually today she's joining us live from Peru. Daniella, say hello to everyone. How's your day been?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Rachel, for having me here. So yeah, I live in New Zealand, but I'm here right now visiting my family for a few weeks, which is exciting. But I'm happy to be in the podcast, happy to discuss this topic that we're going to be talking about today, which I think is going to help so many of you guys with everything, mainly mindset, and also if this is something maybe you want to try in the future. So why don't we get started and tell everyone what's the topic we're going to discuss today?
Okay. So everyone, our topic today is all about being bikini fitness competitors. So although I stopped a long time ago, and actually, Daniella, you still are a competitor, right? You're on a prep right now. So we just obviously decided that this topic would be really helpful to those of you that have always wondered what it's like to compete, what that means to have that mindset as well. And even if competing or getting involved in bikini fitness or any sort of competitions like that, physique, aesthetic competitions, that what does it take to get there, and how can you apply that mindset to you into your life right now, just for lifestyle goals, right? And managing your schedules, managing your fitness, managing your careers, like how does that all fit in? So that's what we're going to be diving in. A little bit of background into both of us and in terms of why we got into it and how, what we've learned. So Daniela, I will ask you first. When did you do your first fitness competition?
Yeah, so with my one, it was a funny situation. So I started competing in 2018. That was the time I decided, it's time for me to do something different. I really want to try bodybuilding. So I tried bodybuilding. I was working with a coach for about, I think, 3 or 4 months. And I would just, because, when you do bodybuilding for the first time, you just don't know what to expect. You don't know how tough and challenging this is going to be. Like, you have this amazing idea and picture in your head. You're like, yeah, I want to look great in that bikini. I want to be on that stage. But doing the work, it's so damn hard. And I was just not expecting that at all. So when it happened with that coach, I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready mentally and I wasn't ready physically. And it was just not a good experience that I had with that coach, just because there was not enough communication. I felt like he wasn't really listening to me and my concerns. So I just felt like I was another client, just paying the money, but not really getting too much from my coach. So after 4 months, I was looking skinny, like way too skinny. So at that time, I wanted to do figure. And I was like, there's no way I'm going on stage like this. I look like a skeleton. You can see my bones. You can see everything. Like, I didn't even have much muscle definition. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to go up there looking like this. People are going to think that I'm anorexic, because that's how lean I was looking. I was just so lean. I was not eating enough. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I need more time to build more muscle mass and then start competing. So then I changed with a different coach. And that experience was much, much better. I feel like having a good coach makes a huge difference. And then we took the time to grow some muscle mass. And once we were more ready, that's when I did my first comp the next year in 2019. Yeah, and then the ones I did more after that, and that's exactly when COVID happened. So it was a little bit crazy because I was doing my prep on lockdown. So as you can imagine, we didn't have access to a gym. Everything was so restricted. And when you're at home, like, you feel like eating, especially lockdown. Like, you guys know, everyone in this world, for lockdown, we were just stuck at home watching TV, just doing so many things. And my mind was going crazy because I wanted to eat everything. I was so hungry. I was craving so many things, but I had a show. And I think with lockdown, obviously I didn't know if the show was going to happen or not, because it was in the middle of lockdown and we just didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know how long we were going to go on that lockdown. Even the guy that was organizing the event, he was like, yeah, I don't know if it's going to go ahead, but you guys should still get ready for the show. So I was like, fuck, should I do this? Should I not? But I
Mhm.
was like, I already told myself I want to do it. Even if the show doesn't happen, I still want to see what my body looks like. I still want to challenge myself. So then, yeah, that happened. I did one comp, and then 2 weeks later, I did another one. So that was all in
Wow.
1 year during lockdown. So it was a very, very crazy experience. And I was also
Hey.
at uni. So at that time, yeah,
Oh,
I was at uni as well. So I was studying. So I was studying online, obviously, but I was still studying. So it was
mhm.
really challenging. It was really, really, really tough, really tough.
I
But I
can't
feel like
imagine.
that just made the experience, yeah, that whole experience just made me stronger.
Yeah,
That just
definitely.
made me stronger. And I mean, yeah, when you're on a stage, it's a beautiful experience. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful experience to be out there, all done with your makeup, with your bikini, and you look
Oh, I love
amazing.
it.
It's something that
You're
I
gonna
truly,
make me
truly
want to
enjoy.
go
Like,
back, Daniela.
you can always go back,
Oh, of course. Yeah, no,
Good.
of course. So let me get this right. You did your first show in 2018, or you
I
were
was going
going
to,
to.
yeah, I was
You
going
were
to, but I
going
didn't.
to. You're about to do it in 2018. Then you did it in 2019. Then you wanted to come back bigger and better in 2020.
Exactly.
And in
Yeah.
New Zealand, these competitions happened, right? So during
Yeah.
the lockdown, they allowed the shows to carry on. And were you wearing like,
Yeah.
were you being tested before? Did you have to wear masks? Like, how was your
Yeah.
training at home?
Yeah. I mean, I might be getting the times wrong because I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I do remember that for the time that the show was going to happen, because there was a period that after a few months of lockdown, they were like opening things again. And then I'm pretty sure that's exactly when it happened, but I might be wrong. But when I
Okay.
did yeah, we didn't have to wear a mask or anything, so that was fine.
Yeah.
I might be getting time, but yeah, something, I don't know what happened. Don't ask me. That was a long time ago.
It
But by
was
that
a
time, it
long
was
time
fine.
ago. Crazy.
Time ago, yeah. But for my exercises, I was just going for runs. That was my cardio. And I
Wow.
was just doing yeah, like at home body weight exercises. Because I didn't have any weights. I didn't have anything. I
No
didn't have access to a
way.
gym.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you'd built your physique out before the lockdown had happened, right? You'd already competed and you were
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
point of like building. And then from there, you were pretty much in prep zone, like 12 weeks, 16 weeks out, or you're not sure really, because you
Yeah. I
weren't
don't know the
sure when
time. I
you were
mean,
like
yeah.
literally on the anticipating or on the brink of, are we going to be competing like soon? When's it
Mhm.
happening? So obviously having to
Yeah.
adjust things like calories and macros constantly as well, depending on where you were. Um, wow, what an experience. And I can't imagine having to get ready for a show during the lockdown as well. Like for me, it was very different. So I did my first show back in 2017. And
Mhm.
for me, the experience, I guess I was on my own mission. During that time, or the years preceding, I graduated from uni, and in my final year of uni, I put on lots of weight. So I started my own fat loss journey. And you could say that alongside of that, I guess it was becoming more common, more popularized to do bikini competitions. And oh my God, you know what? Just thinking about you doing figure, like, do you do figure right now?
No, so that was only for my first comp. And then for the second one and the third one, I was like, I think my body it's better for wellness because they had
Okay.
only just introduced wellness, yeah, the wellness category into New Zealand.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now just doing wellness. For my body type, I feel like that one works better
No,
than the other one.
you look amazing, honestly. I actually saw your videos on Instagram earlier and it gave you a little flame emoji. But
Oh
yeah, your
yes.
is amazing for
Thank
wellness. Me, I was bikini because I'm
you.
petite framed
Yeah.
actually. So that worked well for me. And yeah, on my sort of my own weight loss, fat loss journey, if you like, after staying up stressful long hours, completing my dissertation, getting uni done, working, etc. Yeah, I needed a change, and I needed to get back to feeling good about myself and being fit again. So within that journey, I got to a stage where I felt like I just wanted a taste. I wanted to know what it was like. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
know what it was like to push push my body to get a specific outcome, to stand on stage, to wear a nice beautiful bikini and hair and makeup and all of that. I live for all of that. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that you could say that kind of spurred it. And if I go a little bit deeper as well, so Daniela, I think we had a quick chat before we started this podcast, but I am a vegan, and have I told you that before? I've been vegan like well over 10 years. So during that
Oh,
period,
wow.
2017, everyone just had this sort of connotation that being vegan was weak. You can't grow muscle. You're basically just weak. And I just almost wanted to use that as my motivation to go, no, I can be vegan and I can stand on stage and I can compete. And my first bikini was actually green as well. And it was like my thing of being like,
Oh, vegan.
green, vegan, veggie life, bikini. But yeah, it was good. But you know what? I think the first time you compete, it really is about finding out what suits your body shape as well. Like when we all train,
Yeah.
we've all got different physiques. We're built differently, and it really is trying to. For me, it was massively about dieting down at that point, and I feel like I didn't look great the first time I competed. But I did compete the second time in 2018. So I went through a bit more of a structured off season, if you like, where I had a great coach. Actually, she was vegan as well. So, and she had competed herself, WBFF pro, really to this day, a great friend of mine. But yeah, we worked together on my prep, my off season and everything. And I just felt so much better. But holding down a full-time job during that time was really hard. I had 2 more shows booked and I threw in the towel. I went, right, I'm done. I did 2 shows. I'd planned 4. And at that point I went, I can't do this no longer. It was hard.
Yeah. Bodybuilding, I always say like bodybuilding is like having another job. It's something you have to do 24/7. It's having, yeah, because it's something you have to do 24/7. Like you literally have no time to rest. You literally have no time to be like, oh, I'm just gonna have this, this cookies and ice cream or whatever. I'll get back on track tomorrow, because you have no time to waste. You're only gonna be, you have so many weeks, a few weeks to get ready, get really lean to be on that stage. And if you want to be the best, if you want to give your 100%, you just can't walk around.
No.
And I feel like it's happening right now is that some people, because I feel like bodybuilding is becoming so popular, like really, really popular nowadays. And I feel like people just do it for fun. They just do it because they want to see what they look like on those pictures, on that bikini, or they just want to get cute pictures for Instagram, or they want to, they just want to do it for fun. I feel like it's not more, before it was more like, this is a challenge I want to set for myself.
Serious. I would say so.
Yeah, it was not
very serious.
Exactly.
But you know what? I think thinking about that, like I have been asked, oh, would you ever compete again? And do you know what? I would. And I always joke and I always say, oh, I'll do it when I'm 50.
Yeah.
But literally,
when are you 50?
Sorry?
When are you 50?
When am I 50? Like 11 years time. Yeah. Wow, that seems so real. I got 10 years to pack on some muscle, ladies. But yeah, just the mindset of everything, the changing a social life, people not understanding at that time. And that's what I wanted to mention is during my first prep, I listened to a book, an audio book, because I wasn't great at sitting down and concentrating and reading. But I listened to an audio book, and it was by a lady called Jen Sincero, and it was called How to Be a Badass. And I listened to it in audio, right? I think I've said that about 3 times. There's a line that she said, and to this day, it sticks with me. She goes, people do not go to a Formula One race and parallel park. Like you don't go to do a racing car competition and parallel park. So if you're going to do something, you need to truly apply yourself and make sure you do that race to win it. Like people who are involved in that sport, they don't do that sport to parallel park, right? You following me? They do it to drive the fastest with the best skill in the best time, break records. And when I heard that, and she applied it to like goals that we might have and like the mindset as well of wanting to really achieve something. And I just took that and I was like, you know what? Every time I was doing my cardio long is cardio.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
But you learn to love it, right? And at that point, I was like doing my cardio, I'm in my zone and I'm listening to it and I'm like, or I listen to music and I'm going, you did not come here to parallel park. You're going to fucking kill it. That's it. You know, like the outcome was the outcome. I look how I look based on my hard work, my genetics, you know, all those things, external stresses as well. But I know that I gave it my best on both occasions that I did do it. So similarly to you, I didn't want to go and parallel park. And those other competitions that I dropped out of, my mind was not in it. I needed time off. I needed a rest. And I actually had a target at the time. When I decided to stop, I was like, 2020 is going to be my year and I'm coming back. So 2018, I was like, right, we're going into off season and we're going to do some building for like 2 years. We're going to build like insane, you know, physique here, get some muscle, start looking really good. And then lockdown happened and I was like, nah, I'm done. So you went through and you did it, but I was just like, I can't do this anymore.
But I feel like, it's a mindset thing. And sorry, it's a little bit noisy in the background. I'm at my grandma's house and they have a dog. But it's a whole mindset. It's a whole mindset thing because I feel like when you go, and not just for bodybuilding, anything that you do, when you go there just thinking about like, I'm just gonna do this for fun, you already know that it's just for fun and you're not gonna give you 100%. Then you might not be happy with the results, or you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, whatever, I just got it done, one more thing out of my list. But something I always tell you guys, and I mentioned on the previous podcast that we had, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yes. So if you're only giving your 20% energy here, your 20% commitment here, I can guarantee you're only giving your 20% on everything. That's right. You need to start changing that mindset and trying to give your everything when you do anything, even if it's at work, if it's with your relationship with your partner, with your friends, with your family, any little thing that you do, it will help you to be a better person and get better outcomes if you start thinking a different way and if you start thinking like a winner, because that's how we should be thinking. We want to be high performance, and that's something that we are. And if you're listening to the podcast, I'm sure you are too, because you're listening to this. So obviously you want to change something, you want to learn something new. So let's start changing that mindset, because mindset is everything. And then the thing like bodybuilding teaches you about mindset so much, mindset and discipline, because you have to be so disciplined to get the results that we want.
Tunnel vision is what I call it. You know what you want to do. You block out all the distractions and you just go for gold. You just do it, you know. And like you say, just to reiterate, when you are going to apply for a job that you absolutely is like your dream job and you really, really want it, the same thing happens here when it comes to, you know, the fitness as well. Like if you really, really want that body that you know, you're putting the work in, but you're not really trying and you're hoping, you're relying on hope. Do you do that when you apply for a job? Do you kind of go, I just hope I get it? No, you give it your all, right? So it's like really making sure that with your goals that you are aligned to them and you are truly passionate about it as well. Don't come to the motor car racing competition and parallel park.
I love it. You're gonna be doing the race. I like that. I want to start using that one. And that's something I always tell my clients. Like whenever someone joins my program, I always tell them from day one, look, I'm going to give you my 100% as your coach. I expect exactly the same from you, because we are working on this goal together. I'm giving you the tools and you're going to be doing the work. So you better be giving your 100%. That's why I'm here to help you. And I feel like that's the expectation we have to set as coaches. Otherwise, people just get too like, what's the word? They just get too comfortable.
Yeah.
And they just don't do much, and they simply don't achieve those.
They tick boxes.
Yeah, exactly.
They go through the motions.
Yeah.
They give
go through the motions, yeah.
Half-assed effort. I'm doing it. I'm doing boxes, but it's like you're not really putting any effort in. You know, it's like when we think about growth, you've got to get uncomfortable to grow. You have to do the thing that makes you feel, makes you feel uncomfortable, really makes you feel like you're pushing the boat out. Because Daniella, before you and I have obviously, we've stacked a few podcast episodes now, but before we did it, but how did you feel about doing one?
To be honest, I was like, fuck, I feel like I'm wearing too much here. But it was a little bit challenging, I'm not gonna lie, because it's something obviously that I've never done before. And I'm not gonna lie, for my first few episodes, I recorded the same episode a few times because I just didn't like the way I was talking. I didn't like the things that I was saying. I will honestly get my notebook, write everything down, and just pretty much like read from my notebook. And I was like, this is not working for me. Like, I need to try something new. And it just took me a few times to like try and try and try and try and try. And then I realized, like, okay, the more I think about it, the longer it's going to take for me to get my first ever episode out. And I was like, if I keep thinking, if I keep planning too long, this is not going to happen. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. And if you go back, if you guys, if you go listen to my podcast, the first few, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, they sound like rubbish.
My
There's
first
just no
one,
flow.
I renamed the pilot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I literally renamed my first episode The Pilot. And I think it's okay. But again, like what we're doing right now together, this is the second episode we've done together now. I think this is amazing in the space of like a week and a half or something. And it's natural. It feels fluid. It's working. We've thought about a topic. We're not sitting there and being so analytical about every little thing. But again, we've shown up and we care about this because we've got a message to give our audience, to give you listening as well. We want to bring you into our world and tell you how it is, and just get real with you as well. Like nothing is like practiced, nothing is rehearsed here. We just give it heart, and it's the same thing that you guys need to do with your goals. Just give it heart. Make it mean something. Do it because you want to.
And it's also repetition, doing the same thing over and over again. And it's just like the whole thing about consistency. Because if we were not consistent with our podcasts, we will simply feel very nervous maybe to get it done. There wouldn't be a flow. We will be thinking too much. But because we already have so many episodes out there, we have been doing this for, I wouldn't say a long time, but a good amount of time. It just gets easier. The more you do it, the more you do anything, it gets easier and easier and easier. And it's the same when you guys follow a meal plan. When you start with a meal plan, it's always scary. It's always very, very challenging. It's always tough. But the more you do it, the easier it's going to be for you to build those habits. The easiest for you to make that part of your lifestyle. The easiest for you to get those results. And even though it will get challenging every now and then, it's going to be easier for you to overcome those setbacks, overcome those challenges, get better results, feel happier, feel more confident with yourself and your body. And it's all because of repetition and consistency. And it's one of those things that it's so simple. It sounds so simple, but it's not easy. And not everyone wants to do it because not everyone wants to put in the work. Not everyone wants to give the 100%. So tell me, I feel like talking about the 100%, what would you say like it's the main thing that you learned from bodybuilding? Like what was the main message, takeaway, or lesson that you learned from doing this?
Oh, wow. Okay. The main thing is that all the external noise doesn't matter. When it comes to achieving my goal, when it comes to like getting on stage and winning, you know what else was visualizing myself where I wanted to be. I was visualizing myself on stage before I even got there, before I even knew what my bikini looked like, before I'd even picked out the colors. I was like, that's what I'm going to look like. And I'm going to keep thinking about that. And it's the same thing that I put towards my businesses as well. It's really funny because I probably don't journal enough now, but I used to do it a lot. And actually, journaling was one of the things that I did as a mindset tool during my first prep, just to journal about how I was feeling, what I want to achieve. You could say almost like a manifestation. And it's so funny because I come across stuff and I go, oh my God, I'm doing that now. What I like wrote about that how many years ago? So obviously we're both in the online space. We both help empower women as well, but I have a second business. Okay. So hence the girl boss, right? I also run an in-person Pilates and sports massage business. And that when I graduated from uni, I wanted a sports massage business, and that sat in the back of my mind for ages. And the Pilates studio, I worked for other companies, and it was like, I really want to do my own thing. I want to have my own business going. I want my own clients, blah, 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 blah. And you know what? I actually sat down with my granddad one day, and I used to go on about it to him the whole, like all the time. I used to go on about it all the time. Do you think I should do it? Should I? One day he sat down with me and he went, will you just bloody well get on with it? Can you just
I love your granddad.
Oh yeah, he just went, I'm like tired of actually hearing about it. You sound like a broken record. And he said, just break a record might not have been his words, but it was just bloody well get on with it, was totally his words. And so like that's the same thing with any goal that you're going for. If fitness is your goal and you want to get healthy, you want to get fit, you want to get strong, you want to perform better at work, you want to be do you want to change your mindset and really start thinking about the positives in life and like enrich your life and feel better about you, increase your confidence, all of those things, just bloody well go for it. Just do it. Stop sitting on the fence and waiting for like hope or things to just get better or whatever. You've got to take action. Without action, there is like nothing, It's not gonna
because I love this because like sometimes we wait for the perfect moment or we wait too long. But like you say, like you just get it done no matter what. Like the way I think about things now, it's like we only have one life. Like you cannot go back to 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or even yesterday, that was 24 hours ago.
We only have one set of teeth. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. But it's the same thing. You've only got one life. You've only got one set of teeth. And I always say, look after your teeth. They don't grow back. They don't.
They don't. And same with your health. Like your health is
you can't get younger.
You can't. Right? Yeah. So you don't want to like, I always watch these videos on TikToks. There's this guy, I don't know his name, but he goes around the streets and just asks old people mainly. They're always like, what's one regret you have about your life? What's something you wish you did, whatever. And most honestly, I will say 99% of people that respond to that question, they always say, I just wish I did the thing that I wanted to do. I always regret not doing it. I always regret planning too much. I always regret having that fear that was not letting me do that thing that I wanted to do. So I'm like, why wait? And yeah, I don't want to get to that age, be 80, 90, whatever age, and then be like, I wish I did this. I wish I did this for myself. I wish blah, blah. It's like, no, like I'm 27 now, 27 now. Sorry, 28. I'm actually 28. I'm 28 now. Like, I don't want to, 28. I always get confused about my age, 28. But I'm like, I don't want to leave. I want to live a life that I want to create for myself. I want to live the life that I want to have. And I know, and I realize I'm the only one in control of this. No one else is going to live my life for me. No one else is going to make or do the things that I should be doing to get that life that I want to get. So it's like one of those things that you just have to wake up, get out of that bubble, get out of your comfort zone, something that I was stuck before for a long time. And it's like, it's now or never. Like literally it's now or never. Like even when you're at the gym, if you're afraid about talking to people, if you're afraid about asking someone, how do I use this machine? If you're afraid of wearing crop tops, something that I was so scared before, wearing crop tops and shorts, just get it. Who cares? No, first of all, no one's looking at you.
97, you're not going to care about that. You're going to say, why didn't I do it?
And then you're gonna regret, like, I used to look so good when I was 27. Why didn't I wear those crop tops or those shorts? Like, don't overthink. If you find yourself thinking twice about something, don't do it. Just get it done. If it doesn't go well, oh well, you learn your lesson. And if it does go well, then amazing. You know, you did something for yourself. But I feel like that's something that we all do. We overthink too much, and overthinking obviously simply takes us nowhere. So guys, stop with that, because this is something that I've done myself, and I'm sure Rachel, you can relate to me.
100%.
You know, we're women, like women, we just overthink too much. I feel like that's the main difference between men and
That's
women.
been
I feel like men are
the major
yeah.
thing I felt like when I speak to you, when I speak to anyone, and I go, if only I didn't listen. Like, does that make sense? Because for a long time, when I wanted to do something, there was always someone in my ear saying, no, you can't. You can't do that.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend of mine that said, no, when I decided that I wanted to go and compete, they literally said, you can't do that. You're too old. What?
Come on.
Come on. Like, really? I'm like, no, do you know what? And actually I started to use that almost, I think maybe it took time for me, Daniela, but I started to use the no's and the you can'ts as fuel to say, yeah, you know what? Watch me. I'm going to do it. Just watch me. but
I
when
used to yeah.
Hmm?
Sorry, are you still friends with that girl? Are you still friends with that girl that told you you can't do it?
No, not really. No, they're just fluttering around somewhere, like not really sure. But yeah.
I feel like, when you do something for yourself, like competing or running your own business, just something to make your life better. I feel the people around you, it can be your friends, it can be family, it can be anyone that you love. When they're afraid of seeing you succeed, when they're afraid of seeing that you do something for
They're
yourself,
threatened.
some people don't like that. Yeah, some
No.
people don't like that. And they're gonna do everything to make you maybe fail, or maybe they're gonna stop talking to you. Maybe they're gonna push you away from their lives. And it's a good thing, because it shows you like who your real friends are, and it
Yeah.
shows you that you're doing something for yourself. Like, it shows you that you're succeeding. It shows you that you're
There
pushing
is
yourself.
something in there, isn't there? A saying about, if you've got haters, you're doing it, you're doing big things,
Yeah,
right? You're doing good.
exactly.
I'm not
You're
repeating
doing
it
good.
my way, but yeah, no, it's really
Yeah.
good. But so no, definitely if it just sort of like come back to it that, yeah, there's got to be a point in your life where you just, you stop listening to the negative and the people saying you can't, and you just start believing in yourself a bit more and go, do you know what? Fuck yes, I can, and I will, and watch me. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's mainly that little voice in our head. It's always that little voice in our head that is like, no, you're not good enough. No, you're gonna fail. No, you're gonna suck. No,
And
you're
there's
gonna embarrass
also that
yourself.
as well.
People
Exactly. Fear is a liar.
Yeah.
I think I use that one a lot, but I think it's just such a good one to use. Fear and hope and wishy-washy. Yeah, just go for it. Is there anything
Just
else
get
that
it done.
you wanted to kind of add from your like experience of competing and how it might help other people? I feel like we've done a lot of the kind of touching on areas, right?
Yeah, but I feel like one area we didn't touch, it's about patience. I feel like bodybuilding you to be patient. So patient, because nowadays often we want everything done so quick. We expect quick results when we start with our fitness journey. We expect to lose that weight after the first week of starting with a caloric deficit, or first week of going to the gym. And that's something very unrealistic. Like, we set very unrealistic goals for ourselves. But when you do bodybuilding, you have to learn to be patient, because it takes weeks and months to get to that level of, it takes time to get to that stage.
Years.
To be
Muscle maturity is a thing, it takes.
So I think for me, that was like the biggest I would say that was the main lesson that I learned, just to be patient. And I'm so grateful for that, because that's something that I can use right now for my business. I know that my business is not going to grow just in 1 month or 2 months. I know it's going to take time, and I'm okay with that, because I want to be patient. I want to take my time. I want to do things the right way. If I fail, I try again. And it's a beautiful thing to have, because patience, I feel like patience is something that you have to learn. It's not given. Not everyone's patient.
Mm.
And if you're lucky enough to learn that, you're gonna be successful, because you know that it takes time to get those changes, that nothing happens overnight, and that you just have to get the work done every single day. So patience and consistency as well. I think those two were the main takeaways from bodybuilding, from my experience with bodybuilding, and the two things that I apply to my day, literally every single day. Every single day of my life, 24/7, 365 days a year. There's no rest days. There's no taking a breaks. Obviously, if I'm sick, I have to take a break. But you know what I mean? Like, you just have to get the work done every single day. You don't think twice. You get it done.
For me, I would say like the self-discipline and also the time management as well.
Yeah.
Actually, both times I competed, I worked full-time for other jobs. And I also did like additional hours here and there where I could. So it was like working nonstop because hey, competing is expensive as well. You know, it's
Very.
bikinis cost money, your coach costs money, your competition fees, your federation fees, your makeup, your hair, your shoes, your travel, your hotel, your diet. They're absolutely everything. But I think with that, with the time management and also even the management of funds, I realized that by knowing what I'm going to eat, by preparing my meals from home, not only was I fueling myself really well, I was also learning a really good way of prepping food. Where in a world where we live, where if you haven't got things ready, you just kind of order from delivery, you get something sent home, or you pick up a convenience food. And I feel like when with prep, with doing like meal prep, during that, you make one meal and you make it last for a couple of days. You stick some in the freezer, you know your macros, you know your calories, you know a little bit more about food as well, like the the energy and stuff like that, the energy availability from it. And I think that goes a long way, because like for me, I have a partner, but we actually cook for ourselves. We go out to eat together, but we cook our own individual meals just because we like different foods. We have different goals. I'm a vegan, he is not. So we have to make it work somehow. We just handle that, like diet wise, that's individual to us, depending on our goals and stuff as well. So yeah, I just think the meal prepping thing was great, because convenience is just such an easy thing to do, and you waste money. Everyone's talking about that, but like the McDonald's drive through and the cheeky delivery that you had the other day, all of those things add up. And so like, yeah, meal prepping is such a money saver. Not only is it going to fuel you nicely, but yeah, that's like one of the things. And time management as well, fitting it all around, getting it all.
I think, yeah. And something you mentioned just now, like you are vegan, sorry, and your partner's not.
Yeah.
But you still make it work because you want to make it work. And I think that just shows like when you want to do something, you guys listen to the podcast. When you want to do something, you make it work no matter what. Like there's literally no excuses. Obviously, right now you could have, before you could have the excuse of like, I'm vegan, my partner's not, it's just too much hassle, me cooking one thing, cooking something, whatever.
Or even,
but obviously,
yeah, sorry, as you said, sorry to cut, but yeah, like, or even the whole thing of, oh, he can eat what he wants and he doesn't put on any weight. And then you're on like, you've been put on you've got a strategy. Your coach, either Daniela and I, have given you a strategy that's going to help you get to your goals. and it's going to be different than what your partner eats. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. So it's like being able to adapt as well, and understanding that you've got to make it work. You've got to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want it, you will make it work no matter what. And if you don't want it, you will simply come up with excuses, and lots of excuses not to get it done. So it's up to you. Just ask yourself, like, do I really want to achieve this goal, whatever it is? Again, it doesn't have to be just fitness related. It can be anything in your life. Do I really want to achieve this thing? If the answer is truly, truly yes, go get it done. But if you're not sure about it, maybe you don't want to get it done.
Maybe
So
not.
think about something that you truly want to do, something that you want to be spending your days or hours doing, something you are passionate about, something that's going to give you that little fire inside you. You want to get excited. I'll give you butterflies. You know, when you're in love and you get butterflies, do something that you like. It's your life. It's your choice. So make the decisions for yourself.
And it's life is
Don't
too short. So short. So
it is. Yeah.
make the most of it. I feel like we're kind of coming towards the end now, Daniela. Would you say?
Yeah, we've been talking for I don't know how long now.
I've no idea either. We did try and set a time limit on this, but we just get on really well. I think we've got so much to offer and add to this topic. There's like, there'll be more topics to come, I'm sure. Daniela, thank you so much. I can't believe this is like the second time now, and I know there's going to be probably more from us. But for those of you that are listening out here, if you feel like you want some more questions answered on this topic, if you feel like you want some advice on training, on nutrition, or even just like talking about how to kind of fit everything in, like when it comes to your schedule and your lifestyle, increasing your confidence, just getting out there, having that push and that nudge to just to do, because quite often it's not, we have these friends, but people don't always get it around us when there's something that you really feel passionate about. And sometimes you just feel like you need to reach out to someone. And that's also the whole part of having a mentor and a coach as well. You've got someone who's been there, who's done the thing that you want to do, and they're able. The mic?
Yeah. And like when you have a coach, like
exactly. There you go. And the mindset. So thank you so much for listening. And if you'd like to message either myself or Daniela, you can find Daniela on Instagram at Daniella Del Carpio. So with Daniela, we spell that DanielCarpio. I'm not great at saying these letters out really fast. And my Instagram handle is at Richubrar, which is RICHUBRAR. And we look forward to speaking to you or hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining in. Bye.